ahead is alongside Joel Lusaw. And Joel, it's another year. It's that time of year. The Molson Masters Bowling Classic is here, and it's an exciting time.
It's always exciting for me as well, Brett, because I know that I look forward to meeting with my Valentine every year, and we get a chance to see each other once again. And I'm looking forward to announcing to the rest of the city here that we got a great day of bowling set up here. A lot of good bowlers, a lot of good scores, and we're going to get started here, and we're going to have a great time.
All right, let's send it over to our host, Nick Stein.
Now it's time to meet this year's finalists in the seniors division. This bowler qualified ninth where he averaged 187. He needed a double in the last game of the fourth game of the last game to beat former champ Charlie Yacht by 1 pin. Your number 4 seed, Steve Martineau. This bowler qualified third with an average of 210. He's a member of Team Canada. He's twice been a runner-up in 14 in the Open Division and 18 in the Senior Division. He is making his 5th TV Finals appearance. Number 3 seed, Mike Snow. He was a high qualifier in the men's division in 2000 and 2004. He was a runner-up in 2000, and a short 16 years ago, he won the men's championship in 2004. He's making his 4th TV Finals appearance. Your number 2 seed, Mark Laborde. This next finalist has been an outstanding bowler for well over 30 years. He was the high qualifier in the men's division in '89 and the senior division in 2018. He was a senior runner-up in 2017. And as I said earlier, he was a short 30 years ago. He was the men's champion in 1990. He's making his 4th TV appearance. Your number 1 seed in the senior division, Rick Vitone.
Welcome back, folks. It's the 65th Annual Molson Masters Bowling Classic on your TV. It's time for the senior quarterfinal. Steve Martineau versus Mike Snow. And Joel, what can you tell us about these two wonderful competitors here?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, here's what I know about Steve Martineau. He bowls at Empire Lanes, and that's what I know about Steve Martineau.
Okay.
I don't know him as a bowler. And when I met him before bowling today, I gave him a piece of paper and I said, here, Greg, get some of these questions filled out. He goes, I can't even do that. I'm so nervous right now. So it's really exciting to have somebody that's still, that love of the game, the nervousness, and being out here on the lanes and bowling in the finals. What a great thing to have in this tournament here. And not doing it until you're a senior. Here he is. This is Steve Martineau. Bowls out at Empire Lanes. There's a lot of people here from Empire who are cheering him on. I saw a lot of Facebook posts cheering him on. He got through and made it into the finals. He won his bracket by 1 pin.
Wow. 1
pin over Charlie Yacht. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. He looks like he seems to be a more upright bowler. Doesn't get down real low at the pins there. And here he is. Oh, there's Mike Snow. Mike Snow is a very conventional bowler. Great style. Stays down low. Great arm extension. Look at the balance at the lane. Look at the arm out there being held for balance. Mike is a clinic for bowling. He is a guy that teaches the game. They call him Coach Snow wherever he goes. He is a person that there's not one person in here that's watching can say, I'm not rooting for him. Great guy. I'm rooting for you, Coach Snow. Rooting for you. He's right in front of me.
And he was the finalist 2 years ago in the senior division.
Yes. Was
the number 1 seed, didn't get the ball until the finals, but then lost.
And he hasn't made it there yet. He hasn't got there, but you know what? This might be the year.
Yep.
This could be it. I'm hoping he has a really good showing this year, that's for sure, because he doesn't have it any easier after this match, for sure. Whoever wins this match, they've got 2 more matches where they're bowling Mark Laborde, who has won it in the Open Division, and Rick Vitone, who has won it in the Open Division. These bowlers have been good for a long time.
And in qualifying, these two guys were just separated by their average by 1 pin. So I think we're going to have a really close competitive match here today, Joel.
I hope so. I hope that the nerves don't take too much of a hold over Steve here. I hope that Steve gets up there, gets some confidence going, let this crowd start cheering him on.
First time in the TV finals, he lets it rip.
What a great start for Steve. Steve got the ball on the outside. As you can see, he's not swinging the ball like the younger guys were. Well, I'll say Steve Walls. Steve Walls was turning that ball and sending it out wide. He had him more straight up the boards. He's going up about 7 board, went right into the pocket, climbed up the wall, and took all 10 pins out. Because no matter how they fall, there's an X that goes up on the board up there, Brett.
That's right. Mike Snow up for his first throw of the quarterfinals.
A lot of people here cheering for Coach Snow. Very popular bowler. Wonderful shot.
There we go.
stood there. Bears is giving high fives to the family. His son Weber's down there. His wife Kathy's down there. Teammate James Johndro down there in front of me. Getting fives from Coach Snow. He's going to make sure the audience all sees and has a great time. Mike's taking that ball, going right up 10, sending it maybe a little bit of a swing out to 10. Ball's climbing into the pocket very nicely. Took out all 10 pins right there.
Of course, this isn't just bragging rights. That's on the line. $400 goes to the loser of this game. $500 is guaranteed for the winner.
That's not a bad day at all.
Not a bad day at the office.
It doesn't compare to what we get paid for this gig, but I'm sure that these people out here, they can appreciate. When you look that good, Brett, you deserve the money you get.
That's right. Oh,
good break.
Good break, but the 10 still stands for Mike Snow on his first throw of frame 2.
He got that ball in just a little bit. It climbed up a little bit high into the pocket. Almost left the 410, but took the 4-pin out, tripped it out, and left just the 10-pin. Here's Mike right here. You can see that extension at the lane, the follow-through, his balance at the line. That ball just happened to go up. Oh, there was the strike. That was the strike in the first frame. Oh, no, that was the 4-pin being tripped, excuse me. Mike goes to the hard shell ball as well. Lets the ball slide across the lane into the 10-pin for the spare.
Yep, the baseball, bowling ball.
That's right. And Mike is a baseball guy. If you don't know Mike, he fixes baseball gloves. He is the master around here. He has fixed my son's gloves. And I was actually down in Florida over the Christmas break, talked to somebody in a sports store about him, and that person sent Mike a glove to work on from a Florida sports store. Another good shot by Steve Martineau.
He gives himself a nice little exhale. First time on TV, you know, sometimes you don't know.
Absolutely.
Nerves are a good thing sometimes.
On that first shot, he got the ball out near the gutter. He broke 7 board. That ball was about 14 and still slid down the lanes and took out the pins a little bit high, but he got a double right there. I got a big wave and a smile from Coach Snow down there. Oh, that ball's a little bit high, crossing over, and leaves the 3-pin. He's going a little bit quick. You can see that. Well, usually when you cross over, a lot of times you're quick with your feet, and your feet get there ahead of your body, and your hands kind of get caught up and turns that ball over across the other side of the head pin. So left the 3-pin there.
So the first blemish of the day for Steve Martineau.
And not a bad one, because it's a pretty easy spare. Right beside the head pin, make your spare and move on to the next frame.
Makes it look easy. Steve Martineau 2 strikes and a spare to start his day.
Steve's 68 years old, and it's so incredible to see him on TV here for the first time. As he said to me, he bowls 1 day a week. He bowls in the Empire Lane Sunday Morning Sinners League, averaging 193, and here he is working his way all the way into the TV finals of the Molsons. He started bowling way back when he was 24 years old. Took a 13-year break, though, from 2001 to 2014, but said he's really glad to be back now.
Mike Snow lets it go.
Oh, it's a nice shot. Came in a little bit late. The ball went down a little bit longer than the last time, and it came in a little bit late, which made the 4-pin. You can watch the 4-pin here as you see the ball going down the lane, gets just outside. As it comes up, the 4-pin goes around the 10-pin. Doesn't let it get out.
A lot of people having trouble with that 10-pin so far today.
Yes, it is the nemesis of the bowlers. It is our Gargamel to our Smurf.
Nice and easy. Mike Snow with another spare.
Looked like a change-up from that hard ball right there, right down the lane. Took it out.
As you see our scores on the bottom third of your screen there.
Mike's down by 10 pins early in the match. Gives himself a nice chance to get right back in it right here. Mike's bowling in 3 leagues this year. He bowls in the Chrysler Men's League here at Rose Bowl. He's averaging 217. Bowls in the Walkerville Industrial League here at Rose Bowl, averaging 219. And he's also bowling in the Rock and Bowl Mixed League, where he bowls left-handed instead of bowling his normal right, and he's averaging 181. Got it out, outside, gets up nice and light. Oh, he got the ball outside a little bit wider there on lane 9 because he wanted to make sure he didn't go up through the nose and got up a little bit high. That ball had a hard time. It didn't want to quite get the rotations it normally gets, and it wasn't at its full potential when it hit the pocket there. So he left that 10-pin, a little bit light 10-pin, but still a good shot. He's in the pocket every shot.
again, Mike Snow with a spare. 3 consecutive spares for Mike Snow.
3 consecutive 10 pins. And he would tell you that's a great job by the coach. Making your spares is just as important as getting your strikes. Nice thing is, before bowling today, Steve had said, is there any special skills involved in bowling? He goes, you know, you got to concentrate and try to be as consistent as possible hitting your mark. And I can see him up there. He's trying to do that. But when you're up there on the lanes, oh, good break. Very good break by Steve. In your mind says, this is what I want to do. But as you can see, when you're nervous, this is what I think's happening right here. I think he's going a little bit fast with his feet. When he gets to the line, he's not caught up. His arm is trying to get caught up. He's bringing the ball across his body, which is making it go into the head pin. But he broke up that split. Here he's got to be careful. He's got to stay on the right-hand side of the 6 pin so he can take out both the 6 and the 10. And he chopped it. Remember, reminiscent of Danny Aqua in our first match.
Just the small fundamental things, right? When you get down to, everyone can play when you get to this level. It's just coming down to match play, those small mistakes.
And those little mistakes, which a lot of people are calling today a loose-off, you are having a hard time on those lanes. And to chop something like that, you'd be amazed how often you'll do it. There's 2 pins up there, knocking 1 down. Let's get back in this match. Come on, Steve. Don't let that bug you. You're only 2 pins down. Again. Crossed over again. It's very hard. It's so funny. I just turned the page over right here, Brett, and it says, what affects your bowling? Nervousness, most of all. He's having a hard time up there. The nerves are shining through.
Well, he's halfway through the game, halfway through the match now.
Yep, he's only 2 pins down. If Mike throws a strike, he has a chance to make it a 12-pin lead. Just got to concentrate on those spares. Take a deep breath. He's not really giving himself a chance to get set up at the line there.
Another spare for Steve Martineau.
If you watch Mike Snow here as Mike gets prepared, there's a difference in the preparation on the lane. I know that sometimes when you're nervous, that you're trying to do the right thing, but your body's just not doing what your mind wants to do. Mike's routine, wipes the ball down, like every single time he does it, gets set. His focus now, he looks at the pins and he looks at the lane where he's going to stand. And you'll see this every time. I will not repeat this every time, but you can watch. As he gets set, takes that second to prepare himself, whereas Steve was walking up immediately. And a little high, but still, that's a great shot. Mike is mentally prepared on every shot. He got that ball basically right where he wanted to put it. It went up just a touch high and left that 4 pin. Mike's going to try and go straight at this ball. No hook at it. He's taking out the hard ball once again. Hard shell ball. And he's going to go straight at that spare. And he made it. We'll call that one his slider.
Steady is Mike Snow halfway through the match.
We got a 1-pin match.
Yeah, 1 strike and 4 spares, and then 2 strikes and 2 spares. Just 1 open frame between both bowlers here. Pretty solid.
Mike had said the thing that affects his bowling is the same as all of us when we get over 50. He said arthritis. It's just so hard to shake off those little aches and pains. And I asked him if he was an expert at bowling. He said, knowledgeably, yes. But am I an expert? No. But I am an expert speller, he said.
And there's a strike there.
Great shot. Big smile to his partner there.
Don't need to be an expert speller when you do strikes. All you have to do is add a K to the scoreboard.
No, an X.
Oh, pardon me, X. Sorry. Strikeouts for baseball.
It was the baseball that threw you. It was the baseball. Look at Mike here. What great form. Watch his eyes follow the ball all the way down the lane. He sees it's going to be in there, and yes. Got that ball out in the nice spot that time. He threw it out a little bit better, but the problem with that last shot was he hit his mark, but the ball just went flat off his hands. So trying to focus on more than one thing at once is pretty difficult out there. So right now he got the ball on his mark, but his fingers didn't follow through in that ball and get the rotations on this ball that he needed. Hey, when you bowl once a week and you get the TV, you got to be proud of no matter what happens out here. Great spare. Perfect. And then again, that ball there, gave it nice. You saw the ball cross the lanes, a lot of power, took out all 3 pins. Watching him today here, he's got his son Scott, his wife Bonnie, and Dave Thibodeau and Dan Vokes down here watching him. Representing the Empire Lanes.
That's right. I've towed the lanes at Empire Lanes before. Got some family out there. Definitely played Empire Lanes more than a handful of times.
That's a way better shot. Way better shot. Just didn't come up. He put it out just a little bit far. He's not tugging it though. He's letting his body relax a little bit. The arm went out there. I just wish he would, like, as you can see, look, there's no nerve. His body, the ball's released at the same time as the feet reaching the lanes. It just didn't have the rotations to get back up into the pocket, and he leaves what you call is the bucket. You want to treat this spare just like it is the head pin, and you want to hit it just like you would in the pocket so you can get that 8 pin out behind. You don't want to leave that 8 pin out because there is one in the back. Got them all. Nice job, Steve.
Now it's Mike Snow's turn to respond. He's got 4 frames left.
I just wanted to correct real quick so Steve, his son Scott's not upset with me. That was Scott's wife, Bonnie, not Steve's wife, Bonnie. Because Steve wanted to say hi to his wife back at home, Norma. My sorry. I'm sorry there, Steve. All right, Coach Snow. Some of his highest accomplishments in bowling. He won the silver medal at the World Bowling Senior Championships, and he's a 2-time member of Team Canada, and he's a member of the Windsor-Essex County Bowling Hall of Fame. So these moments here, pressure doesn't do much to him. He knows what he wants to do. Mike switched balls there, if you noticed. Went to a ball that hooked a little bit more. He moved left on the approach, sent the ball out a little bit, still in that same area, but his feet are about 5 boards over to the left, sends the ball out to the second arrow. Look at the rotation, see how it starts to drive at the end and took all 10 pins out in the pit.
5th time on TV finals. He's showing it now. He's been very cool, calm, and collected the entire match.
That gave him a 27, 18 pin lead right now in the 6th frame. Can make it 28 here with another strike. He's gone back to the other ball on that lane where he can send it out to the outside and trip the 4-pin. Looks like he's got lane 9 hooking more than lane 10. He went to a ball that doesn't hook as much. He put the ball down, throwing about the same spot. Got a little bit farther outside on the lane there. It came up a little high, but got a good break with the head pin, tripping out to the 4-pin. Steve could use a strike right here. Tugged it through the nose. It's disappointing, but at the same time,
he seems very consistent.
He's, you know what? He's giving it his best effort, and I am in no way trying to demean his bowling, because to make it here, you've got to be a good bowler. But sometimes the nerves get you. Sometimes that first team time on TV get you, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. You got here. He's still bowling well. And there's no reason why you don't feel great about what you did. Oh, he got it! Oh!
Oh, my goodness, what a play.
Now, that's something you would have been here for another, like the 4-6 like that, you never see made. He left the 4-6-10 and slid the 6-pin over and touched the 4-pin. These pins are at the exact same level in the lanes. So when he slides this over, it's got to slide directly across. And he touched it and could have, with any break at all, knocked that over.
A little bit of a smirk here.
Oh, yeah, that was exciting. And he just threw a good shot. And got a strike.
There you go.
That spare shot reminded me of when I was bowling the qualifying match. I'm bowling with my captain, Jay Heron. And he got up there and left a split that's never made as well, the 8-10. And Captain Jay walked up there, threw the ball, slid the 8 over into the 10-pin, and made the spare. Everyone around us was going crazy. I wasn't that impressed because I bowl on his team, and he leaves that spare all the time.
Yeah. Mike Snow looking at his final 2 frames.
Same setup. Same preparation. He's definitely moved left on the lane. I can see where his feet are. He's got it in a little bit. Another good break. Didn't get it quite out to the 10 board. You can just see him telling his family there that he got it in a bit. But he's clearly ahead. Moving on to the next match. Mike will be going up against Mark Laborde in the next match. After a little break when we go back to our open matches. Mike coming up in the 10th frame now. Has a chance to shoot 247 if he strikes out in the 10th frame. After this match is done, we're going to see Steve Walsh Jr. against Dylan Hunter, two of the premier power bowlers in this city.
Mike Snow making it look easy.
He stayed with that ball on the left lane, decided to move his feet a little bit left, got it out on the lane, and that ball just drove through. I think he's found his spot now.
5 consecutive strikes for Mike Snow.
He's an unbelievably consistent bowler. You're looking up on the score sheet there, you will see only strikes and 9 spares. Always in the pocket.
Ooh.
A little bit high. Leaves the 4-pin.
Goes with the hard shell ball.
He'll be moving on to bowl Mark Laborde. Mike's match play record was 3-1. He was the runner-up 2014 in the men's division, 2018 in the senior division. This is his 5th time on TV, and he'll be moving up to bowl against Mark Laborde in the semifinals. That's his first win he's ever had on TV. He just let me know. Very proud of him.
5th time on TV.
The first of many, I'm sure. Oh, Steve, through the nose. Oh.
Well, it's a great first showing.
It was. Steve's got to be proud. Got some friends out here to see him bowl. As you said, he's leaving here with $400. Not a bad day at all. That'll pay for his gas back to Leamington.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
Never know with prices these days.
Right. A quick increase. Come on, make your spare. No.
Oh, very close.
Well, he ends the day with a 163, I believe.
Strong showing from Martineau, but Mike Snow was the pillar of consistency in that match there.
236 game. Great game, consistent, in the pocket, knows what he's doing. I'm sure he'll be prepared for the next game, but I'm going to tell you right now that we are going to be in for a show. These two next.
Welcome back, folks. It's the senior semifinal of the 65th Molson Masters Bowling Classic here on your TV. Brett Hedges and Joel Lusaw getting ready for Mike Snow and Mark Laborde, two longtime Windsor bowlers. Obviously, Mike Snow is local, but Mark Laborde gone up to London, but he's always supported this program. Good to see two longtime bowlers in the semifinals here.
Absolutely, and Mark has been a part of this tournament for many, many years. He won the Open Division back in 2004. He used to bowl. He started bowling, I believe, at Crescent Lanes in Windsor, Ontario, and used to bowl at Tech Lanes all the time. There's Mark. Mark is a bowler that really stretches out to that lane, uses his full extension of his body. Then he gets that ball, he lofts it out on the lane. He gives that ball a chance to get out on the lane before it starts to grab the lane and starts to roll and turn. Watch, he will throw the ball here. He's throwing a practice shot in front of me. Out halfway to the arrows, the ball starts to turn late and gets into the pocket. A lot of power in that shot as well. Always been a great bowler, always been a great time to bowl with Mark. I bowled in a league at Tech Lanes with him on Sunday mornings back a long time ago, and always a good time there.
Of course, Mike Snow knocked off Steve Martineau in the first round, 236 to 163. Martineau was a consistent bowler, but Mike Snow was just all over the place.
He started to find his line. He started to understand what he wanted to do with the ball. He made a ball switch. He moved inside a little bit, gave the ball more chance to work, and he's going to stick with that ball. He made the switch too. These are two bowlers right here, though. I'm telling you right now, Brett, that one of these two guys could do it. They could be the one to shoot for $1,000 right here. I think all the way up the ladder now, we have a chance every game to have somebody bowl a 300 game.
How happy do you think Mike Snow is knowing that he finally won a match on TV? This time is his fifth time on TV, the first match won. That's got to be a nice, kind of get the monkey off your back a little bit.
And it's nice that he came up and told us twice. He said, that's my first time and 5 times on TV. Let's make it number 2, Coach. Let's make areas right in front of us right there. That's Coach Snow.
All right, we're just a few moments away. Mark Laborde's going to get it
2 good competitors.
Underway.
I'm sure they're both rooting for each other. Mark made that trip down here. He's got his wife watching him today, all the way down from London. And anytime you come from London, because every time you go through London, it's snowing there. You know that.
Yes, the snow belt of Ontario.
Yes.
Here's Mark Laborde.
Get our match started. Great start. Way to come out there. He's been on TV before. Mark's a veteran bowler. And I'm sure, though, that first shot, he was thinking, oh, my God, let's get this first one out of the way here because it's been a long time since I've been up here.
He was the runner-up in the men's division in 2000, but he was the champion in 2004. But this is the senior division, so it's a whole new ball game.
Right. So his 4th time on TV, but how long's it been since that last time? Mark started bowling back in 1976 at Crescent Lanes, he said. He took an interest in the game because his dad and mom were bowlers there, so he wanted to do it for himself. Here's Coach Snow. Get down the lane. Nice shot.
Mark Laborde 1 strike. Mike Snow 1 strike.
Mike bowls, he said, 3 leagues per week, and he has 1 practice time per week he does as well. He bowls tournaments all year long. One of my favorite things about Coach Snow, as I said, even when I was a junior bowler, back when I was bowling, I believe I was 19 or 20 at the time, and we went to a junior leaders conference. Myself, Windsor legend David Iario, who was a pillar in this tournament for years and years, and Mike Snow and Gene Deslip. And Mike put for his full favorite bowling memory watching Joel stand in front of a wave ride at Florida Water Park, because that's where we went for this whole thing. We went a conference. It was great. That's outside nice. It's going to come back strong. And, a solid 10-pin. They're playing the ball on lane 9 out a little bit wider than they are on lane 10. Lane 10, it looks like they're right, as I said, in the track area around 10 board. That ball there's getting out to about 7-6. Came in strong. Saw the 4-pin whip, the 6-pin rip around the 10-pin there. It's got the hard shell ball. Looks like a split finger.
On the practice pair?
And a nice spare. Nice spare by Coach Snow. 2 good shots to start the match off. Mark had to hold off former TV finalist, I think champion, Mark Morand.
Yep.
And in the final match, Mark Moran bowled against Mark Laborde and beat him 254 to 207, beat him by 47 pins. But Mark was still able to hold off and win that. He had a big lead, but he was trying. He had to hold him off there, but that's who he held off in his bracket right there to win.
Mark Moran, last year's senior champion.
That's right, in the last year. And Mike Snow, he had to beat another great bowler in Gary Lee and another Windsor bowler, Kevin Baker. Got it out wide, coming in strong.
At 10-pin once again.
It's still trying. Across the lane. It was still trying. So he took lane 10 there, and he got the ball out just a little bit. The first person we've seen try to get it out a little bit wider on lane 10. With his power, he'll bring it back no problem. You see him using the lane. The ball gets out there. About 3 board comes up and just can't get the power. But you look at the pin on the back, was trying. Ooh. He stuck a little bit. You can see he's upset about the approach. And when you lose the footing, the arm goes with it. The arm crosses a little bit and made him tug the ball, and he didn't get it out to where he wanted to make that 10-pin.
Yeah, he's testing the lane there, trying to test the stickiness.
You can see him stick, and watch, he looks down right away like, That's disappointing, especially when you're out there and you throw a good shot the first one, you make that mistake and miss the spare. Great shot by Mark. Way to come back.
Comes back with a strike. Mark Laborde leaves an open frame in the second, but comes back with a big-time strike. Puts the pressure on Mike Snow now.
It goes right back to what he had said on his sheet. He said, how do you handle frustration while you're bowling? He said, I just shake it off and I move on. And that's exactly what he did. He shook it off and he moved on. All right. Mike's got a 12-pin lead here. Same routine. He has moved a little bit left on lane 10, which means he's going to get it out to about 10. There it is. Just a little bit inside. Just came up a bit, left that 4-pin. We're seeing some 4-pins today. It's not tripping out a lot. You can see here he wanted to get it out. And it starts off right over 10. Got out just a little bit, but looks like he's going to have to move his feet either a little bit to the left on that lane or throw the ball out just a little bit more. My guess is going to be he's going to move those feet just a little bit. Hard and straight.
Seems like a pillar of consistency right now.
That's right. I don't think, I think I'm correct here in saying that all day today on TV, all he's thrown is strike or 9.
I want to say you're correct. And if I apologize, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I don't think we are.
Brett, I don't see it happening.
No, Mike Snow coming over for frame 4. He takes on Mark Laborde here. Quickly moving through our tournament today.
Yep.
Already
Scores are good.
Match.
Throwing a lot of strikes for us today. Get down the lane. Nice shot. A little bit more speed there. Good shot by Coach Snow. Mark stepping up now. The worst part about bowling match play like this, television finals, is when you go back and forth, 2 shots in a row. Well, Mark threw that shot on lane 10 where he left that 10-pin and then missed it and had all that time to think about it to get back to lane 10. What did I do wrong? How do I want to correct this? And you can see as he walked up here, it's nice. He's taking his time, thinking about what he did.
And he doesn't have much time to learn.
No.
Because he's in the middle of a big match with a really consistent guy.
And there's a difference here. There's a difference here of $300. $800 for the winner, minimum, and $500 for the loser.
Leaves the 10-pin.
A little frustrated. You can see it on his face. It wasn't a bad shot at all.
No.
It wasn't a weak 10 like the last time. He gave it a little bit more hand. The ball was driving really nicely at the end. And you can see that pin was a little bit weak. Fell into the gutter. So the ball's not driving through the pocket the way he wants it to right now. He's going to have to find that spot where to move. And he made the spare this time. He's happy for himself.
Happy with that. Got the spare. The board, a little bit of a smile.
Ah, yes. It's the bowlers mock clapping when they do something, when they know that they should have done it the last time as well. One of Mark's bowling highest accomplishments was winning the Molson Masters, as you said, back in 2004. And also, Mark had in 2004 at the Bolero an 855 triple, which is unbelievable bowling. Great shot. He's able to get it out wide. He's telling himself, get it out there.
Get ourselves a heck of a match brewing here as we get toward the midway point.
Look at this ball out wide. That got out to about 3 board. Came up strong, and every pin smashed into the pocket. Looked like a Steve Blake shot right there. All right, Coach Snow. Mike started bowling at age 7 in the Bolero Youth League. And then the Crescent Youth League, he moved there at age 17. His brother bowled, and his dad coached back then when he first started. Oh, a little high. Get it out.
Ooh. Kind of the first blemish we've seen today from Mike Snow.
He didn't give the ball a chance to get out on the lane how he has been. Instead of moving left, I think what he tried to do was adjust himself on the lane. He got it inside of where he wanted to throw the ball, went up through the nose. Instead of just breaking it up, he left the split. I take the blame for that after I just said he's thrown all strikes and 9s.
Gave him the loose saw curse. Here's Mike Snow. Oh, 1 for 1.
Smart way. He knows early in a match when you got to split up there. For every 1 pin you knock down, that's 1 plus 1 because he gets 1 the next frame too. So on that strike, instead of getting 8-0, and that would have only been 18, and then another 8, it was 19 and another 9.
So instead of getting a big head and trying to go for 2, if you can guarantee the 1, it's much better for you the next frame.
Absolutely, especially when you're bowling head-to-head like this.
Yeah, you got to take the pins where you can get them. Frame 6.
The halfway point. That's a good shot. Oh, that 10-pin.
It's been sticky all day.
The last time on lane 9, when he gave it that little extra of a rev, he made sure that he put that ball around 7. That ball got outside. It didn't quite get out to where he wanted to get to, so it didn't drive the way he wanted it to. And again, a little bit of a weak 10. Had the 6-pin fall down in the gutter beside it. It's frustrating because you're throwing the ball well. You know you're putting it in your spot. It's just not driving the way you want it to drive because of the oil pattern. Yeah, a little stick on the lane there as well. All right, Mark Laborde coming back up here. Trying to stay in a positive frame of mind. You told me that's what affects his bowling the most. Wants to stay in a positive frame of mind all the time. He wants to try to be able to read those lane conditions. Watching him today here is his wife Karen and his mom Madeline. I love catching up with Mark. I see him on Facebook. I see the posts when he's down in Windsor visiting mom. Always doing things with friends back in London. He and his wife. Mark's a truck driver by day, driving the big rig. Get in there. A little bit light. Oh, and got it from behind.
Mark Laborde keeping it close.
He gave it, it was a light shot, which should have driven the ball a little bit differently when those pinned the reaction there. You can see here, he almost got a bad break by the ball going, watch the headman go right in front of the 4-pin and not touch it, but at the last second, gave it a little kiss and fell down.
Mark Laborde now eyeing lane 9 for frame 7.
It's a big shot, a double here. He's already on 2. Make one more, gives it even 10-pin more lead here. Yes. Big shot by Mark. Solid in the pocket. All Mark has left here is 2 10-pins. Everything else has been right in the pocket. He now has 98 in the 5th frame. He's up by 11.
Okay.
With that double, he's now made it a 21-pin lead. Mike Snow needs to start throwing some strikes so that lead doesn't keep on growing. That's a way better shot by Mike Snow right there. That was a great shot, right on his spot, went right in the pocket where he wanted it to, and it was a solid 10-pin. A lot of 10-pins today. It's the oil pattern, the way the lane is reacting to the ball's reacting to the lane. But it wrapped right around. You saw the 6-pin fly against the wall to the back. Luckily for Mike, he is such a consistent spare shooter. Please don't jinx me on this, coach. Makes those 10-pins. Thank you.
Another spare. Makes it look easy.
This lead is now gone, though, to a 22-pin lead for Mark Laborde. And could widen again if Mike doesn't start throwing some strikes here. We're late in this match. We're in the 8th frame.
Yeah, time to put some X's on the board.
He does not want to get away from this match this late. A really nice crowd, once again.
I agree.
I think it's your big name that brings them out every year, Brett. Get up, get up. Nice shot.
Mike Snow with ice in his veins. Needed a strike, and he got one here in the 8th frame.
Now, all Mike can be hoping for here is that Mark has been inconsistent on this lane 10. He has not found the direct line to the pocket yet. He had 2 weak 10-pins. And then he came back here and he left that. He tripped out a light 4-pin. Mark's a very smart bowler, though. I'm sure he knows everything I was just talking about. Right now in his mind, he's adjusting to what he wants to do on the lanes. Actually, you just saw it right there. He got on the lanes and he looked at where his feet were and made just a little adjustment to make sure that he was in the right spot. They did. Nice ball. Very happy.
Another big strike from Mark Laborde.
Good fan reaction, crowd reaction. I think his buddy Jason is out here.
Lots of people here watching
Lots of people
tonight.
here. There's Mike Snow earlier, looking down at that same spot on the lane. They're both having a little bit of trouble on those spares. His 9th frame is really big for Mark. Whether he keeps that 20-pin lead.
Taking his time here.
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, it can now, if it strike here in the 9th, we'll make it a 30-pin lead. He's asked for a re-rack. He's not happy with the way the pins were looking. And it might also just be a moment to catch his breath. He knows this is a big shot here in the 9th frame. Yeah, it was nice that the camera's able to pick up the amount of people in the crowd here.
Look at the emotion
Mark
here.
on that last shot and lets the bowlers. There you go. That's a good shot by me. And if you notice, even Mark's claps are in the sign of an X for a strike.
So Mark will be on lane 9 here for frame 9.
It's always nice to catch up with a guy like Mark, who I bowled with for years and lives in London, but met up with him in the pro shop, and the first thing he does is ask me how my son's travel hockey's going. Like, just a great group of guys, bowlers are, and ladies, excuse me. Oh, it's a big strike there. Taking out that 10-pin was huge. He got that ball in a little bit, used his hand to get through the lane, not the lack of oil, and that ball went into the pocket and took out that 10-pin strong with that 6-pin. Mike has to strike out. He has to strike out here. He's down by 32 pins. He's got to strike out and hope for some help from Mark Laborde. He didn't put the ball down where he wanted to there. He's been trying to put the ball down around second arrow 10. And you can see he got it inside of it by about 2 or 3 boards, which made it climb up a little bit. Almost left a split.
He hasn't made many mistakes today.
No, just that split. And he's gonna, unfortunately, looks like he's gonna leave here. But he did take home a victory this time.
Absolutely.
Small steps, Coach Snow. Oh, nice
Got
strike.
some help there at the end.
Mike can strike out for 196. Mark is already in the 190s and just has to keep the ball in the lanes up there in the 10th frame.
Seems to be in good spirits, though, showing a smile to his family.
Oh, you're not going to see him get upset. You're going to see Mark Laborde, though, start to get a little bit more focused as he goes up against former PBA bowler Rick Fatone, who's going to come out here next and try to take home a championship in the senior division once again.
So one more throw for Mike Snow today.
After winning the men's division back in 1990, this would be his first senior division championship for Rick Fatone. And Mark Laborde also won this championship back in 2004, and he's going for his first senior championship. So we have 2 former champions trying to put their name on the senior label as well. Great finish. Great finish.
How else would you expect Mike Snow to finish out, but with 3 straight strikes?
And 3 beautiful strikes too, Brett. Beautiful strikes. So we need Mark Laborde to keep it on the lanes here. And then he's going to move on to the finals against Rick Fatone. And our next match, Brett, that we're going to see is Steve Walls Jr. doing his best to try to run this table against big lefty Marty Sanders.
As Mark Laborde toes Blaine 10. He knows that he's at least guaranteed $800 should he move past this round.
Well, the one thing Mike Snow can be proud of is number 113 on the list of qualifying this year was Weber Snow. And Weber didn't make it this year, but he's got that Snow name, and he got the chance to sit down on the lanes and watch Dad once again. And Dad's probably hoping one day Weber gets up there and gets a chance to bowl on TV.
Well, it's official. Mark Laborde has advanced to the championship versus former PBA bowler Rick Fatone.
And Mark has thrown a great shot as well. He's got his game going. He's got to be excited about what's coming up. The final match here. The winner taking home $1,200, and the loser taking home $800. Not too shabby.
Not too bad. Not a bad day at the office. We'll buy a couple cases of Molson.
Yeah.
Nice hand up from Mark Laborde.
After Mike Snow shot 230 the last game, Mark Laborde comes back with another 230 in the senior division to keep the scores going. Hope we see another couple of 230 games in the finals.
And of course, if we get a 300 game, what do we get, Joel?
The bowler receives $1,000, and they also get a $1,000 donation from Glenn Bondi Insurance to Droulard Place.
There's the congratulations from Mike Snow and Mark Laborde. Laborde seemed like it was a lot closer than 40 pins, but 237 to 196 is the final score in the senior semifinals. All right, folks, welcome back. It's the senior championship of the 65th annual Molson Masters Bowling Classic here at Revs Rose Bowl here in Windsor. Brett Head is alongside Joel Lusaw. And Joel, we've seen some fantastic bowling this afternoon as we see our senior division ladder. We saw Steve Martineau fall to Mike Snow, 236 to 163. Then all of a sudden, Mike Snow ran into some trouble against Mark Laborde, 237 to 196, and that sets up this matchup. What better, number two than to face on number one against a former pro and Rick Fatone, former champion for this tournament back in 1990. What better way to end off the senior division finals than having these two guys battle?
They earned their spots. They're the top two seeds. Mark went across and beat a very strong Mike Snow. Rick Fatone is a very, very consistent bowler. He's changed his games over the year. You'll notice that Rick Fatone, he stands close to the foul line, has a very short approach, and uses the power in just his arm and his power in the hand to take the ball into the lane. He's not going to send it out on the lane like Mark Laborde does, where he'll loft it out there, let the ball slide down a little bit. He'll put it down early, get it out there, and let the ball start doing the work.
Back in 1989, he was the men's high qualifier. 2 years ago in 2018, he's the senior men's high qualifier. Falls in the championship 3 years ago in 2017. Won it all in 1990. So you could say that Rick Fatone may be due for another championship here. You know, 30 years in between championships isn't too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. And then in 30 years from now, he'll win the next one again. And but you know what? He's the kind of guy that he could probably do that. He's been bowling so good for so long. He's a tournament bowler. He's not really that much of a league bowler anymore. He bowls in the States. He's a tournament bowler. And when the pressure's on, Rick knows what to do. He'll get out there and he'll perform.
Well, Mark has also been in the finals of this tournament before, but that's 16 years ago in the men's division, 2004. He won. He was the runner-up in 2000, and then both those years that he made the finals, he was the high qualifier. So he's got some skill behind his tacticianship. And it should be interesting to see how these 10 frames go.
And as we saw in the last game, when Mark starts to get locked in and finds his spot, he strings some strikes together. I'm excited for the finals here. I'm excited to be sitting next to Mr. Glenn Bondi here. Hopefully he can hand out a check after this game for $1,000 for one of these guys to bowl a 300 game here on TV.
And of course, just by getting to the finals, both these men have guaranteed that they'll walk away with at least $800, but the winner wants that extra cash, $1,200 in large $100 bills.
And that's not bad for a tournament that you got to consider. Your entry fee to get in when you bowl that one day with jackpots in the tournament, you're only looking at $70. And now here you are with a chance to win $2,500 for the men and $1,200 for the seniors. Like, it's unbelievable.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to end off another fantastic year in bowling, and I think it's going to be Mark Laborde getting this finals matchup underway here at the 65th Annual Molson Masters Bowling Classic.
Nice start. I'm sure that's the thing you want to do in a match play in the finals is you want to start off with a strike to put a little bit of pressure on your opponent. You can see he got on that lane, sent it out a little bit wider. He wasn't going to come up to the nose for a strike, for a split that first ball. Let the ball come in light, let the pins do the work, and he walked away with a strike to start this match.
Rick Fatone, champion in 1990. Will he be the senior champ in 2020?
Oh, he got some loft on that one. So Rick was trying to play a tighter line right there. He didn't want to send it out to be. He stayed in the center of the lane, lofted it to try to get the ball to go down a little bit farther. But what happened was it gripped the lane late, stayed on the lane, left a split. We've seen a split like this made earlier on the other side by Marty Sanders. He has to hit the 3-pin on the right side and slide it over into the 4-pin.
Ooh, had the right idea.
That's right, he gave it a shot. If you want to get an open, though, get it out of the way right away. Get that first frame. I guess Rick bowls here at the Rose Bowl on Thursdays, where he's averaging 205. He's 63 years old now, been bowling for quite a while. Started bowling when he was 6 years old. His father, he managed the bowling center then.
And you spoke about how many different lanes we used to have in the city. It's a shame that we only have 2 now.
Yeah, you used to be able to go and bowl at Crescent Lanes, Bolero, Riverside. You could go out to Essex, but they had lanes. You could go to Ridge, Belclair, Four Seasons. Now we're down to 3. 2 in the city and 1 in Leamington. Got it out farther, came in nice, great shot. He got that ball in on lane 10, let the ball do some work on lane 9. He is lofting the ball, though, to get the ball down the lane more, and got it outside a little bit more, let the ball come in, as you can see here, 10 in the pit.
And as we said earlier, Rick Fatone, having sat for so long, he doesn't have time to learn these lanes 9 and 10. He's got to get some big numbers up quickly.
Right, because the only time he's been bowling today has been down about 10 lanes to the right.
Exactly.
And it's not the same shot as when they have the lights on down here and they've got people bowling on it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. He's been waiting around for 2 hours, essentially.
Absolutely. Oh, these guys started showing up around 12. Another good light shot. Carried him out. Although he looks like he's confused, he's inside thinking, thank God. You can see the ball went a little bit longer, came in light, let the pin start dancing around, and everybody found a partner and hit the dirt. This will be a nice treat for Mark coming down from London to take home the money. Close to $1,000 either way. It'll make the trip worthwhile for his wife, sitting back there watching him. You can see her in the blue right there. And Mom just down a little bit. Slide. He didn't get it out. He got it in a little bit. Didn't give the ball a chance. Glenn can sit easy for one more game. Going to go to a hard shell ball. Hopefully go straight at it. Takes them both out. Nice pair, Mark.
Nice fundamental play there from Mark Laborde. 3 frames in, he's got 2 strikes and a spare.
Rick, excuse me, is a very accomplished bowler. He has 58 300 games, 2 800s. And he was a steady casher on the PGA Tour for a few years. And they asked him, what advice would you give to a new bowler? He said, find a coach. Get someone to help you. So they get those little things out of the way right off the bat. Here at the Rose Bowl, you can ask Danny Aqua in the pro shop. He'll help you out. There's a nice strike. Gave itself some room. You notice he didn't get that ball inside like he did the last time. Kept it, went outside around 10. There it is. You know, it was a 10 board, comes in strong, rips out the 10 pin. Great shot.
Can you talk about the shortness of his approach and how it's different from a lot of other bowlers?
What it forces him to do is to make all of the things that happen for a bowler that uses the entire approach happen in just that short little amount of time. He still needs to get the ball back in his backswing. He still needs to make sure that he's pushing the ball away as he's going towards the pins. He has to make sure that he is still getting the extension in that short amount of time and using his body. Because a lot of times you'd think if you're standing that close, you're not using your legs and body the way somebody is who's standing at the back. Like they showed Marty Sanders hanging over the back of the approach there. Rick wasn't happy with the way the pins were set up there. Asked for a re-rack. Got the pins set up here.
How many re-racks is someone allowed to ask for?
If I'm correct, I believe they're allowed 3 in one game, but I have been known to be wrong.
That's more than I would expect.
Yes. One thing Rick said that affects his bowling is that he said his diet. He tries to eat a good pregame meal. He likes vitamins, especially vitamin B.
10-pin stays on Rick Fatone's.
Yeah, that was a good ball.
First shot.
Right in the pocket. But he also says he takes vitamin B because it helps him with his concentration. Okay. Here's that shot right there. He got it out nice. The ball was rotating nice, came right into the pocket, and there's that pin wrapped around the 10 pin. See him stretching that arm while making sure he has to still push it away, get the arm back, get everything set up in that short amount of time.
Cool, calm, and collected. Rick Fatone with a spare. So after leaving the first frame open, he's taking care of business in the next 3.
That's right. He's only down by 11 pins. Mark Laborde coming up here in the 4th frame. Mark can take that 11-pin lead and turn it to 21 with a strike right here. With a double, actually. See some of Pat Mitchell's family down there. They will be giving out the awards today. The bowler who this is dedicated to this year. So nice to see them here. I see Donnie Oucher down there to our right, the last bowler to bowl 300 on TV. Here at Kojiko. Ooh, speed got slow. He didn't give it the speed he wanted to. I'm not sure if he knows that. And he also kind of came over top of the ball and didn't let the ball come from underneath his hand. You can see here, you can see he was over top of the ball, and the ball was a little bit slow, which made it go right into the nose there. Got a good break. Took out the 10 pin, so there's no split, just the 3-pin.
For a spare, and he does it.
Yep. Mark uses his hooking ball at his spares. Probably uses the same approach he does, using the same mark he does as the strike ball, but moves his feet over on the approach to the left to give that ball some room.
So both 4 frames in. Got ourselves a tight matchup here in the senior championship. $1,200 on the line, $800 to the loser.
Mark staying focused. We have a 10-pin game, which is really nice for the finals. No one's getting ahead too much. Going into the 5th frame. Taking a little bit more time here, Mark, in the finals. He's not happy. He knew he got it in. He wanted to get it out a little bit more. He got a bad break by having a wide open split there. He could have easily just left the 4-7, but the ball came up through the nose, and he left the 4-6-7. He's going to just get the 2 of them out of there.
Knocks out 2, leaves the 10. So first open frame for Mark Laborde in this finals. Opens the door for Rick Fatone.
Rick's very, very, very calm. Even starting off with that miss, something he said about how he handles frustration while he's bowling is that his dad taught him when he was young not to get too high or too low. Just be even-tempered. He also There's a book on tennis that's called The Inner Game of Tennis he talked to me about and helped him to stay level, how to stay focused. He's a very smart bowler. That's a good ball right there. Nice shot. It looks like he doesn't want to get it outside too far on 10, so he moved his feet to the left and kept that ball around the same mark, but since his feet were left, he's over on the left-hand side of the approach now. Got it over between the third and fourth arrow, let it get into the pocket, and took out all 10. You'll see him on lane 9 here. I believe he's going to be sending the ball out farther than that, out around between second and third arrow.
Quick reminder of our score for our folks at home.
Rick Fatone's just taken the lead. The game used to be a simple game. Rick is telling me that the game has gotten too complicated just for the average bowler because the ball surface alone on a bowling ball is so important to what you're choosing. Different shot. If you notice there, he threw that ball out a lot wider, let the ball come back into the pocket. That double was very big because now he has taken a 14-pin lead.
So after leaving the first frame open, he's now struck 4 out of the last 5.
He's found a spot. And I believe on the one he didn't strike, was that not a 10-pin? I think he was right in the pocket as well.
Yes.
Mark's got to slow down, let the ball do the work like he was doing earlier. Don't think too much. Get in there.
Ooh.
Much better shot by Mark. Much better. He gave the ball room. He let the ball work. Got into the pocket. Unfortunately, he just left the 10-pin. It's a big spare. You do not want this match to be over in the 6th frame. But if you let Rick Fatone take a hold here, you could be in trouble. Get over there. Oh, Mark.
Just a bit shy.
The disappointment is that in his mind right now, he has just told himself, well, it's over. And even though there's still a chance, there's still an opportunity, but when you're bowling Rick Fatone, you expect him to get all the way through this game with strikes or spares. Those open frames are just very, very difficult to come back from. And as you see on the board there, that's 2 open frames in a row for Mark. And those kind of breaks, you can't give a bowler like Rick Fatone. He's kind of lost his focus. When you get to this point now, your body language is doing a lot to your bowling. I think he threw it a little bit slow because of being upset. He's got to get on the right-hand side. Took out all 3. Nice job.
Can you speak to maybe the fatigue factor? Because we saw Mike Snow win his first game, but then showed a little bit of fatigue in his second. Then we're seeing Mark Laborde.
Well, and the
sharp in
difficult
his
thing
first
about
game,
the fatigue here for these bowlers is it's different than when you see a normal step ladder, because if Mark Laborde just bowled and beat Mike Snow, he would bowl right away again. But we're going open senior, open senior. So he's not only getting the next game, he's got to wait an entire game to get that next game. And when you get to be older, Brett, which you'll find out one day, you'll see that your body does not handle these things well. It's hard to keep that momentum going.
Fresh Rick Fatone.
That was a huge strike. That was a strike that basically said, Mark, I appreciate you being in the finals with me, but I'm going to take home the 1,200 today. It's a shame he started with that one poor frame, but it's not going to matter. He's now found his line. He's now feeling confident. He's got such a great routine. Look at the focus, talking to himself, telling him what to do. Looks at that spot on the lane, finds it. After he finds that spot on the lane, on the approach, he finds a spot on the lane, and watch his eyes. Will stay focused on where that ball wants to go, and they don't leave. And look at that ball comes in, a solid 10. Great shot. It's a great thing for young bowlers to see there. The focus on where you want to throw that ball. You're not just standing up, wheeling it out on the lane, which a lot of people do for fun. That's totally fine. But when you're bowling in a tournament of this caliber, you better be ready. spare routine for him. He wants to use full extension of the arm right there when he's going for the spare.
Making it look easy.
He's got a big lead. It's up by 30 pins, 34 pins here. 3 frames left. It's not over.
Nope.
Mark can still strike out for 212, which would force Rick Fatone to mark out a couple of spares. But he definitely has to strike out these last 3 balls. It's always the disappointment. You love to think about the highs, the coming down the highway, the getting here from London, the crowd. You win your first match. Your wife's here, your mother's here, and when it all starts to go away like this, it's just so disappointing. And the sad part is you've done great.
Yeah.
But people don't think about the great. They think about, oh, I lost that game. But you know what? He's had a great tournament, a great time here.
Put the eye up his 9th frame from lane 9.
I'd like to see him strike out, because if he strikes out, he hits 200 on the nose. Come on, give me a couple strikes, Mark. Tugged it.
Leaves 1.
The bowling coach is behind us yelling out, change balls, change balls. It's my favorite.
Yep.
You're going to have to get them to come to my bowling on Wednesday nights and let me know what I do wrong.
It's like after you give up a home run as a pitcher, just do it differently.
Don't throw it there. Yes.
There's a spare for Mark Laborde.
Rick just has to stay on the lane, stay focused. Mark Laborde can strike out for 189. Rick, with this ball, will be in the 170s in the 8th frame. Couple balls on the lane. Darren Alexander practicing down to the right of us, getting ready for the final match against Steve Walls Jr. And it's over.
Rick Fatone.
That's your champion, folks.
Back in 1990, he was the Open champ. Back before there was a senior tournament.
Good for him. Good for him.
Now he's going to take home the 2020 crown in the senior division.
Said his favorite memory was finishing 3rd place on the amateur tour of the PBA. And that was in Portland. But this has got to be a pretty good memory right here, taking home $1,200.
Got a little bit of help on the bounce.
Danny Aqua giving him some applause on the side here. He knows it's over. Guys are doing a great job today. The show's being run very smoothly. Camera operators beside me here. Josh Bastine, Bang Howe, Peter Danny. Tech engineer, Drew Saunders, did a great job today. It's always fun working with you, Brett.
What more can you say? Rick Fatone there makes it look quite simple.
Makes the split, 216 with a strike here. Finish it out. A good day's work for Mr. Fatone.
Of course, another good day for our audio engineer, Mike Kabita, producers Wayne Jenner and Cliff Danby in the truck, and our director today, Mr. Robert Stark. All of our important crew today, thank you very much for all your help.
Always great to see them. Ends it with a 213. He knew it was over.
Rick Fatone is going to be your winner, Mark Laborde. Going to throw his final frames.
Congratulations, Mr. Fatone. Great job today. Mark Laborde, let's finish up with a couple strikes here. Congratulated by former champion Mark Pouget.
And this will be One more.
Looks over at his wife, big smile, exchange there.
Asking people if he wanted to bet some money on him making the spare or not. Big smile on his face.
That's right.
Hard not to smile when you got 800 bucks in your pocket coming your way.
Oh, he gave it a shot. He gave it a shot.
Mark Laborde, everyone. Your runner-up for the senior division.
He
Good
enjoyed it.
sportsmanship.
He enjoyed it. You can see. Thank the crowd for everyone being on his side. I believe we're going to have some members of the Mitchell family come up and give the award to Rick Fatone. Our tournament director, Nick Stein, reluctantly getting ready to get on the microphone.
All right, let's send it over to Nick Stein to present our winner.
Okay, folks, it's now to hand out a little bit of coin. This guy from London, but so far as I'm concerned, he's always from Windsor. He comes down here, had put on a great show. He wanted to put on a show for the folks. He run them out and do it. Let's congratulate Mark Laborde, runner-up this year in the seniors finals. Okay, if I could ask Andy Garlotti to come down to the lanes, please. Small one. Yeah. Andy told me earlier, and I wasn't sure about this, but when I said earlier the tournament started in '53, he bowled in that tournament, and he told me he was underage. Still probably going to low or whatever. You know, since I've been involved in the tournament, you had to be drinking age to bowl in a tournament sponsored by a beer company. But hey, he did what he had to do. So he bowled in the years. Then he said, okay, I might as well win it. So he did win the tournament in 1958. He's still an outstanding bowler. 49 years after he won the tournament, the first year we had the seniors, who was the high qualifier? Andy Garlotti. So I've asked Andy to come up and present this year's championship of money to your 2020 senior champion, the third person to win a men's champion and a senior champion, following Lou Dupe and Rick Goyu, your 2020 champion, Rick Fatone. Yeah. No. One extra.
Okay, Rick, it's heavy.
Oh, it's heavy, okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay. And that too,
All right,
right?
thanks,
okay.
Andy.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Andy. Well, buddy, you know, is it 30 short years or 30 long years since you won this thing?
It seems like a long years. It's a tough tournament to win. You know, not too many people win this tournament, and to be one of them is very special. I appreciate it. Appreciate Dan Aqua, Wendy Aqua for her support. I think she had more confidence in me than I did myself. Just want to thank everybody, Revs Rose Bowl, and of course, Molson Brewing Company.
All right, thank you very much. Your 2020 senior champion, Rick Fatone.